Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, this is another one of those AskReddit channels, but I'm going to start narrating them and commentating and giving my thoughts, adding my own stories, because I watch these videos all the time, and to be honest, I'm sick of listening to that same text-to-speech voice, so I'm just going to narrate over them and give my 2 cents and whatever. Hopefully it'll be more entertaining than listening to a robot. So here is the first video. The initial question was, were you ever that one in a million? If so, what's your story? Posted by Shark Boy. I had 8 wisdom teeth. The dentist had never seen anything like it and called the whole office in to marvel at my teeth. Wow, that's taking Snaggletooth to a whole different level. That's like Snagglemouth and having the whole office marvel at my teeth. I bet you felt like a zoo animal, huh? Like a caged zoo animal. Alright, on to the next one. I was struck by lightning while out talking on a landline. This was in the early 90s. Lightning struck the telephone line and traveled through the handset to my ear. Wow. My parents drove me to the ER. I couldn't talk very well. My brain knew what I wanted to say, but my mouth didn't want to say it. I had a terrible stutter. Horrible odds. My doctor told me that I had a dose of good old-fashioned electroshock therapy. I'd tell him to fuck off. My speech was normal the next day, but I got a terrible headache whenever a thunderstorm comes through. Well, sorry to hear about that, Orianova 89. It's horrible. I slept wrong one night, pinched a nerve in my neck so severely I lost the right side of my body. Jeez. It just went silent like it wasn't there for months. I woke up in the worst pain I've ever experienced and couldn't talk, move, or do anything. The ER doctor thought I was having a stroke. My doctor had never seen a case as severe as mine, and it was purely a freak accident. Recovery took months, but I have use of my leg and hand again, with some numbness. Other than pain and spasms, I'm mostly back to normal. Oh, that's good. I have completely unexplained hearing loss in my left ear. I had a cyst in it when I was 6, and the surgery to remove it and fix the ear was successful. When I was about 12, I woke up one morning with a killer headache and ear ringing, and after 3 days it went away, and so did my hearing. Well, doctors did multiple examinations and an MRI, and they said it should be totally functional. It just isn't. 1 in a million case. For my 7th birthday, we went to Disneyland. They just happened to be having a car day giveaway when we were there. For my 7th birthday, Mickey Mouse gave me a Pontiac Firebird. Oh, lucky day. Hope your parents didn't sell it. That would have been a nice first car. I have a very rare skin disease that only 1 in a million people get. I've been told that I'll probably never meet another person in my life with it. Haley disease for those interested. Wonder what that's about. I have to look it up. I have a symmetric bilateral coloboma of the iris and retina. Essentially, my pupils are shaped like keyholes instead of circles. That's kind of cool. Single coloboma is pretty rare. Double coloboma, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is even more rare. And double symmetrical. Well, you get it. Honestly, that makes you stand out, makes you look pretty cool. Rather have that than normalized, I guess. Unless people just look at you like you're a freak, who knows. I once guessed a 6-digit random combination on the first try. Good for you. It was the only try I planned to give as a kind of scratch pad whatever moment. I don't know if that's that's probably 1 in a million, maybe. It's up there. I was in two separate car crashes in 2 separate cars in less than 45 minutes apart. That's just terrible luck. I wasn't the driver for either crash. First car was hit from the side. Friend came and picked us up. Car lost traction and we slid off the road and hit a pole. Neither was that bad, just poor timing. Well, easy fix to that? Don't let other people drive. Drive yourself. Then you're in control. If you are driving and you get in 2 separate car crashes, in less than 45 minutes. Oh, they should take your license away. Anyway, diagnosed with an extremely rare liver disease, primarily hyperoxaluria. Some 300 people in the United States currently have it. Basically, pass a lot of kidney stones and need a double transplant to fix. That sounds painful and horrible. I was so freakishly allergic to ant and bee venom as a child that a single sting from a single little common black ant put me into anaphylactic shock. When my allergist was preparing to start immunotherapy for me, he found that the in-office lab equipment wasn't sensitive enough to measure the infinitesimally? Well, small amount, I'm an idiot. Small amount of allergen with which to start my titration. So he had to send a sample of my blood to Johns Hopkins so that their lab could determine how much to give me. I did immunotherapy for several years to reach an immune response level at which it would be safe for me to basically exist in a non-frozen climate. Good news, though. I'm good now. I had a few run-ins with ants and wasps since my immunotherapy, and my body didn't freak out and shut down. And research indicates that if it hasn't done that after this long, I'm probably safe for maybe forever. I don't have EpiPens, and I'm not overly afraid of ants and bees. Well, you probably should be. Come across them all the time. At least I do. I don't know where I live. I see bees and ants constantly. If I was allergic, I'd probably stay inside all day. My ex was struck by lightning several times and lived. Died in a car accident, though, so not as lucky as he claimed to be. Now, the odds of getting in a car accident by itself, probably shockingly low with how many people drive every day and how many accidents. Probably a low occurrence. And then being struck by lightning several times, yeah, that's easy, 1 in a million. And unfortunately, the car crash, he passed there. After two times being, several times being struck by lightning. You'd think that would have killed him. Well, sorry if I sound insensitive. I was on Tinder and I was talking to this guy. He was supposed to meet me for dinner. I texted him and no answer. Then I texted him on Tinder. Said that he couldn't make it. However, I got a text back from the number. It wasn't the guy that I thought I texted. It was the actual Gerard Butler. Thought he was lying until he FaceTimed me. Nice guy. What, did you write his number down wrong? But I don't know. Regardless, that's pretty cool. Makes for a good story. Good enough for me to talk about it. I have an unknown type of autosomal dominant centronuclear myopathy. My type of it is so rare that they haven't even seen it before. Getting diagnosed was a multi-year struggle. They pretty much had to rule out everything else. Sorry. It doesn't feel great to be in the club by myself. In this club by myself. Countless blood draws, MRIs, CAT scans, and a biopsy and genetic test. So far, it looks like my father and I are the only ones with it. Yay. What? I didn't really explain what it is, but sorry to hear that. Had 2 11-centimeter benign tumors growing in my spine, resulting in gradual paralysis from my chest down. They had no idea how the tumors formed. Surgery took 11 hours when they thought it would take 4 hours because the tumors were so complexly woven throughout my spine. I now have pretty much half a spine and chronic pain, but I take that over losing my life from paralysis and being unable to breathe. Yeah, absolutely true. So, are you partially paralyzed, or are you good? You just with a half a spine? I don't know. Next one. Got a rare but potentially deadly rash from a medication. I laughed when I first saw the bottle with the warning and said, knowing my luck, I'd get it. I did. Ended up in a burn unit with my skin sloughing off. Not a fun week. I don't know what sloughing is, but that just doesn't sound good. In a burn unit, yeah, that just sounds painful. But nothing Not sure about the odds on this one, but I survived a non-survivable plane crash. I was on an old PO2, famous for being very safe and uncrushable, on a tour of the desert in western China when I was like 7. My father's friend who hosted me and piloted the plane didn't survive. Oh, sorry to hear that. But somehow I got out with a concussion and apparently passed out for almost a day in the middle of the desert in the wreckage of the crash, 50 kilometers from the town/airport on the edge of the desert. The people who found me were some tree planters. They plant greens on the desert to protect towns from sandstorm. A lot of people live in these desert towns in China do this. Found me on the way to picking up a shipment, and the only reason they looked was because they were making a bet on how fast the egg would cook in the sand and went off the road to test. Wow. That's pretty lucky. Edit. First thing first, according to legends, 15 minutes. I never tested it though. I'm assuming the egg, how quick the egg would cook. So according to my dad's, the theory that I might have lived was because the plane was mostly made out of fabrics and wood. So when the plane crashed, the front half collapsed and took the majority of the impact. Though I got knocked out, I was probably covered under the wreckage and in the shades. It cooled me off enough to survive for a day or so. Wow. Yeah, good thing you were small. I mean, I've heard similar things with like car crashes, like, you know, young kids. Sometimes I've heard without not wearing seatbelts to get in a bad car crash, and then the parents will pass because, you know, they're just bigger and in the car seatbelt, sorry. And the seatbelt restrains them, and if they weren't wearing the seatbelt, like the kid wasn't, they might have survived, because with the kid not wearing the seatbelt, he flew under the seat, or under the front of the seat, and the car wrecked, and the only thing that didn't wreck was where the kid had landed due to not being in the car seat. So there's some oddball occurrences, and yeah, that sounds relatively similar. Not really, but yeah, that's it for this video. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and put out 2-3 videos a day. I'm gonna try at least, and I mean, hopefully you guys like it. This is my first one, so hopefully I'll get better and better as more videos come out. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you stick around to see the next video. Thanks, guys.